Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Realtor Chronicles. Today we're going to be discussing first impressions. This is a very important topic for you new agents out there. You want to make sure that you are leaving the best possible impression when you are having your consultation with your clients, whether buyer or seller. First, let's discuss appearance. I'm going to say you want to make sure that you are dressed appropriately for this consultation. I don't want to necessarily use the word professional because wearing a suit and tie or heels and a nice dress may not be necessarily the most appropriate attire depending on where this consultation is, right? Let's say that you're meeting a client who is selling farm and ranch land. Well, wearing suit or wearing heels is not going to be the most appropriate attire for that location. You're going to want to be dressed casually and maybe wear boots or flat shoes that are going to allow you to walk that lane. Okay. Or maybe you're meeting a client in an outdoor setting and it's 100+ degrees outside, especially if you're in a city like Houston. So you just want to make sure that you are dressed appropriately, but again, conducive to the situation, to the environment that you and your client are meeting in. Being comfortable. Whenever you are comfortable, guys, it is going to allow you to be more confident. So you want to make sure that you are wearing an outfit that doesn't allow you to do a lot of pulling and tugging, or maybe it's you're not self-conscious of, your arms are self-conscious of your cleavage. You want to make sure that you are comfortable when you are presenting with this client because they are going to pick up on any insecurity, on anything that you're fidgeting with. It's going to show. So make sure that you are dressed appropriately and that you are comfortable because confidence is the best outfit that you can wear. So you want to make sure that you're comfortable so that you can be confident. Okay. Next, just want to make sure that you're prepared. If you're meeting with the seller, make sure you've done the diligence, that you have run comps on the property, that you have looked at, sales in the neighborhood, that you've looked at the condition of other properties that are currently on the market so that you have some basis when you're discussing with the seller in terms of price point. You're not just pulling anything out of anywhere. You want to make sure that you are showing this client that you have at least some knowledge of the zip code, the community in which they're looking to sell their property. Again, it's going to make you look more knowledgeable, more professional, more prepared. It's going to establish you as an authority, and it's going to give the seller the impression that you know your stuff. So you just want to make sure that you take the time prior to your meeting to do the diligence that you need to do as a listing agent. If you're working with a buyer, before a consultation with the buyer, a formal sit down, I always like to ask them if they've identified a price point, if they have identified an area of town, if there's any particular communities or buildings that they're interested in. That is going to help you when you are assessing them in determining what the plan of action is going to be. If I know that a client wants to move, to the Shadow Creek community or to the Sienna community, I have an idea of price range. So when I'm asking this client their budget, if they're telling me, they want to spend such and such a month and it doesn't align with that particular community, you already know that that's something that you can address with them in that initial setting so that they themselves can also be more prepared to know that, hey, if this is the community you want to live in, this is where the homes average over here. So this is the price range that we'll need to be in. This is what we want to make sure that you qualify for. Okay. Again, you can never be over prepared, and it helps. It helps not only in making you, appear more the professional, but it's also educating your client. It's educating them too, because many times they're not licensed, so they're starting from a lesser point than you. So you just want to make sure that you, again, are doing your diligence. The first impression is the most important. Typically, a client knows from that initial consultation if they are comfortable with you, if they are comfortable in the work that you do, in your knowledge, skill set, and if they have just an overall good vibe and want to proceed with you. And many times you do not give you're not going to get a second time to leave a first impression. So you want to make sure at that initial consultation that you are knocking your client's socks off. I take great pride in diligence in making sure that I'm prepared for any initial consultation. I want to make sure when we walk away that my clients are like, oh my gosh, I love her just as much in person as what I saw online. You know, she's definitely going to be the person to help us buy a home or be the person to help us sell our home. So agents, that is my episode for today. First impressions, guys, keep in mind, you won't get a second time to leave a good first impression. Make sure you do it the first time and be prepared.